Back in 1976, the big winner at the Academy Awards was a movie by the name of Network. It won 4 Oscars, one of them going to its writer, Paddy Chayefsky, who wrote the brilliant, scathing satire of the American news business and its effect on people's minds. It was just a great satire. It was directed by Sidney Lumet. Faye Dunaway won an Oscar in the movie, as did Peter Finch. And in watching the controversial ending last night of the Seahawks-Packers game, I thought about the movie Network. And you know that climactic scene when Peter Finch, playing disgruntled and somewhat mentally disturbed news anchor Howard Beale, of course, rises up and asks everyone and invokes everyone to simply rise up and say that they're mad as hell and they're not going to take it anymore. If you don't know what I'm speaking of, click on the link right here underneath the video and it'll bring you right to that scene. It is a classic scene in America's cinema. The movie, I don't think, holds up to the test of time as a movie overall. It's kind of dated. However, that scene, it's just brilliance. Paddy Chayefsky, absolutely brilliant writing. And Peter Finch, who, by the way, became the very first actor, in case you're on Jeopardy next week and Alex Trebek hits you with this question, became the first actor or actress to ever win an Academy Award after his death. He died prior to the ceremonies. The second, FYI, in case Alex hits you with the Daily Double, Heath Ledger, when he won Best Supporting Actor a couple years again for the second Batman movie. Like I said, it's just a brilliant, brilliant speech that Peter Finch makes. And hell, even if you know what it is, watch it again. Like I said, the link is right here underneath it. That game, I mean, what can you say about it? I can tell you what some of the guys here at the site had to say about it. Anthony Red sent me a text within a minute. Now, Anthony last night, who's been on a hell of a football roll, had a big play on the Packers. Can you believe the first word starts with F I'm about to allude to, and it ends in ing. The next word, it starts with a C and it ends in suckers. You can fill in all the blanks, can't you? That was Anthony Red. Who was it? Trace Adams? No, Jeff Benton. Jeff Benton sends me, he had a play last night on the Packers as well. Jeff Benton sends me a text last night, and he says, I can't believe what I just saw. And then this morning, I get a text from Craig Davis, who, of course, had the Seattle Seahawks, and he says, I am definitely living the good life. I mean, what a weird, weird game. And I've been talking about the officials, how I thought, from a gambling aspect, they've had an outcome and they've played such a significant role in these games here of late. You know, seriously, everybody that had the Packers last night and had the Packers money on them, you should all email the NFL offices and Roger Goodell and say, remind them of what Peter Finch, as Howard Beale says. You're mad as hell and you're not going to take it anymore. Listen, I am pro-union. My father was president of a labor union. I've always been a pro-union type of guy, okay? So I don't ever like seeing when an organization, a group of individuals, a group of employees are locked out, when they're replaced by, and I don't like the term scabs. You know, I think it's a very derogatory term. So we can be nice and we can pussyfoot around and we can say they are simply replaced by substitute temporary workers who are taking advantage of the situation. That's the fact. That's just my own personal opinion. And listen, at the same time, you know, I absolutely have no sympathy for the NFL players who have a strong union, and if they really wanted to really have an active voice here in this officials lockout, would simply say, as a union, hey, listen, we're standing behind the refs. We're going to demand this, this, and this. We won't play, whatever, until something happens. I mean, it's ludicrous, but it could have happened, right? As for the officials, at the same time, listen, this whole situation is about their pension. There's a lot of issues, but primarily it's about promises made to about their pensions and the amount that the league wants to cut those pensions now because of economic conditions. Hey, listen, they're no different than auto union workers. They're no different from health insurance workers. They're no different than anybody else out there. So we can all certainly sympathize with their plight, but we can also realize that those auto union workers, those health insurance company workers, Joe Blow out there on the street, they probably don't have nearly as much pull as these officials do in terms of the last-minute negotiations that are going on trying to get a settlement here in this lockout. So again, I go back to what Howard Beale says. You should all be mad as hell and you're not going to take it anymore. Frankly, I thought Mike McCartney, the Green Bay coach, was outstanding in his press conference right after the game. He handled it like a man. He handled it tactfully. He could have absolutely made a stand and blown up, but he didn't. And you got to respect him and give him props. I do wish, however, the Packers, when they came out for that ridiculous extra point attempt, had simply made a stand. Maybe come out, line up, turn around, sit down with their asses facing the place kicker, the Seattle Seahawks, in protest. Maybe that's what's needed. I thought John Gruden could have went a hell of a lot further, and Mike Tirico in absolutely shredding the official calls. I mean, they said the words that were important, but they could have went so much further. And that bozo that they had in there, the former NFL official, lead, whatever, for 26 years, I mean, my God, he should be a politician the way he, well, it was a bad call, but, I mean, he almost likes tiptoeing. Come on, let's call it what it was. It absolutely sucked. It was one of the most horrendous, grievous calls you've ever seen. And it cost people money. And it may cost the Packers a playoff spot. You know, I mean, that's how it goes. It could cost players money if they don't make the playoffs and get bonuses, you know. As for the Seattle Seahawks last night, let's talk about the game. Packers? That offensive line? I thought I was watching the Philadelphia Eagles game against Arizona on Sunday when Michael Vick was under pressure nonstop. Are you kidding me? The Seahawks didn't have the Rams' fearsome foursome. I didn't see Deacon Jones reincarnated out there. I saw Chris Clemens, a guy that, ironically, the Philadelphia Eagles cut a few years ago, having 4 sacks in a game in the first half last night. I mean, Aaron Rodgers took a snap, dropped back, went down. Boom. Aaron Rodgers took a snap, dropped back. Oh, I got to go left. I got to go right. I got to scramble around. And yet the Seahawks couldn't put the Packers away. Packers should have won that game last night. Seahawks, Russell Wilson, you throw a nice ball, you throw it in the coverage a little too often. I mean, very lucky to win that game last night. So I don't think you really can take a lot out of the contest in terms of this. Other than this, Packers' offensive line has major problems, okay? And Seattle, offensively, this is a team that survives on its ground game, its special teams performance, ask the Dallas Cowboys, but otherwise, very fortunate to be a 2-1 team. Anyway, guys, if you haven't figured it out yet, this is going to be your day after video report, meaning day after Monday Night Football. So this is your Tuesday video report. I've got a free pick coming up in just a moment. And let me give you a money-saving discount coupon code. The free pick's going to be on the Washington Nationals Philadelphia Phillies contest. Your money-saving discount coupon code today, guys, well, it's September 25th, so how about this? Let's save $25 off a single purchase today. I love doing these type of things when we get to the end of the month, just because who the hell else would ever give you $25 off a single purchase when the prices aren't that high to begin with? September 25. September 25, no space between September and 25. That will save you $25 off a single purchase today. And who's hot at the site? Well, guys, there is no hotter baseball handicapper right now than Chuck O'Brien. Remember, Chuck O'Brien just hit his monster one and only $100 game of the year in college football this past Saturday when he gave you UNLV as underdog game of the year, a 10.5-point dog, and he told you he thought they'd win outright, and they did outright over Air Force. Well, in baseball, he's the second winningest baseball handicapper at this site. $10 bettors have won $11,720 dating back to the 2009 season. He has also won 6 of the last 7 days, and in that 7-day betting week, $10 bettors have won $2,615. Tonight, he has a 60-dime winner, number 9 out of 11, and 4 in a row. He won 60-dime baseball plays last Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and those teams won by a combined 28-4 score. And tonight, he has his one and only AL blowout of the year, guys. He says his team wins by 8 runs tonight. So, that's what Chuck O'Brien has. And for example, Chuck O'Brien's cost tonight is $69. Boom, take $25 off the top, guys. You're getting one of the biggest plays from one of the best handicappers in this business, period, over the past 3.5 years in baseball for $44 tonight by using that coupon code. Do I have to go any further? So there you go. As for your free pick tonight, let me get to it. I'm going to go with the Phillies. I was surprised that I didn't have to play the Phillies here on the run line tonight. I'll take the Phillies minus $1.50 at home with Cole Hamels over Ross Detweiler. Listen, Hamels has a 2.85 earned run average in 13 home starts this season. He's 2-1 in 3 starts against the Nationals this year with a 1.17 ERA. Lifetime 12-5 against Washington with a 2.48 earned run average. Against the Mets last Wednesday at Citi Field, very dominating performance, giving up 2 runs, but striking out 10 batters in 6 innings. You know, in his last 8 starts, Hamels is personally 4-0 with a 2.50 earned run average. Ironically, that 8-start stretch goes back to a loss that he suffered against the Nationals on August 2nd when he gave up 3 runs in 7 innings but struck out 9 batters. And the Phillies, since that loss by Hamels, have won 7 of his last 8 starts. Now, Ross Detweiler, ironically, happened to beat Hamels in that start back on August 2nd, giving up 3 hits and 7 innings of work. Listen, he's pitched very well of late, and I've been backing him too. 3-0 with a 2.43 earned run average in his last 5 starts. Nationals beat the Brewers last night 12-2, but keep in mind they've still lost 7 of their last 10 games. The Phillies had won 12 out of 15 before losing 2 straight and basically watching their faint wild card playoff hopes expire with those consecutive losses at home to the Atlanta Braves when they scored a total of 3 runs on Saturday and Sunday. But the Phillies did sweep the Nationals the last time they came to Philadelphia late in August and held the Nationals just 5 runs in that series. They have won 5 of the last 6 in the series overall, and in those 6 games, the Nationals have scored just a total of 10 runs. And again, the Phillies had won 12 out of 15 before losing those back-to-back games. They're in the role of spoiler, and I like them, especially since I can play them straight up and not on the money line tonight. So that'll do it, guys. Best of luck to you all, and I'll catch you again on Wednesday.